What is up, guys? I'm gonna take you for a little walkthrough of the garden right now. Take a look at the peppers, see how they're doing. Here is the Oro De Ecuador. He's pretty big. Got a nice spread on him there. Lots and lots of pods. You can see through there. But I mean, it's the whole plant's covered in them. It's probably got 100 plus pods on it right now. Some of these starting to turn. And this is my outdoor. I have a hydroponic one as well. He's looking good. Here is Aji Lemon Drop. Now keep in mind it is very hot out, so everything's looking a little droopy, so bear with me. I'm not neglecting my plants, I swear. So, lemon drop. Got peppers everywhere. All throughout. This is another one that's probably got, this one's a lot more covered than the Oro De Ecuador. This one's probably got 200 peppers easy. So some of these, I can focus, pretty big, kind of yellow. I've never actually had one, so I'm excited to try one. I may cut one of those today and give it a try. Here is the Aji Crystal. Well, one of them. This one's about 5 feet tall. A really big plant. He's just kind of grew tall right there and then kind of randomly out to the side in a few places. He was one of the late starters with pods, so he's still got some that aren't ripe yet. But then he's got some down here in the bottom that are. Here's one, the Aji Crystal. They are yellow, then to orange, then to red. Best when eaten orange. Apparently when they turn red, their flavor kind of goes away. Here's the second Aji Crystal. That one's got a lot of pods in there. There's some new ones, because I've already taken some, so some new ones are kind of growing. I know some of those look red, but I think it's just the camera, they're just a dark orange. And the smallest one, he's got about 10 on there. Some of them are kind of coming around. Alright, these guys are my MOA Scotch Bonnets. I'm not really sure what this one just never really got big. But I mean, he's got lots of pods under there. And I mean, they're in there. There's a few. But this one, the taller one, he's got pods. And down in here, there's a bunch. So he's doing pretty good. None have ripened yet on this, so that's kind of a bummer. There's my Zapotec Jalapeno. He's starting to get some pods. I'm not sure how many. Oh, there's like 5 or 6 on there. The golden Cayenne. I've harvested quite a few off this already. They are very good. I've been drying them out to make some powder. And then this guy, the Cumbre Cherry. He's got a few pods on him. I had some hornworm problems, so there's kind of just some growth starting to come back. They were all over this plant. All the plants that I have came out one day, and this one had like 10 on it. None of the other plants did. I don't know, they really like this plant for some reason. The black jalapeno. These guys, I've harvested some of the ones that turn red, and when they turn red, they have like a black cherry, kind of a sour black cherry taste. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Here's my little tiny Anaheim plant. Some of the ones I've kind of let go. And there's some red ones, but there's also some big green ones. They're doing well. There are tons of them on here. I mean, tons. They're all real big. They're all the way around. It's kind of hanging over the edge. Ooh, that one is no bueno. Get rid of that guy. Yeah, not so much. Ready? Don't want him. Okay. The Bisbas. This guy was my heaviest producer for such a small plant. I mean, covered in pods. I have harvested maybe 250 pods off of this just in the last month or two. And I mean, they grow new pods as fast as I can pick them. So some of these are pretty big, but they are quite spicy. They're hot enough to give me hiccups, and I eat a lot of hot stuff. I'd say they're probably as hot, if not a little hotter than habaneros, which is crazy for such a pretty small pepper. All right, let's see here. This is the Chocolate Ghost. Let me come over here. These guys, they should be starting to turn here soon, but they're everywhere in this plant. It's a really good producer. It's got some new pods coming in. Hit this really weird shaped one right here. He's the only one kind of ripening right now. These kind of a goofy looking pepper, but they're everywhere. So my white ghost had a lot of problems, just did not want to grow and stunted, but he came back. He's looking good. He's probably got 20 pods in here throughout. There's some big ones, some small ones. Again, these are the first peppers, so there's some goofy looking ones in there. Let's see here. This one, the yellow Fatali. Really beautiful peppers. They're so glossy. That one's kind of starting to turn. There's some smaller ones that have kind of come up lately. For a while, this just had the two peppers on it, and then it kind of just exploded with new peppers, and they're all kind of the same age, they're about the same size. I know they'll get bigger though, but I'm excited to try these. There's another one I've never had before. Here's one of my Moruga Scorpions. This one, I didn't see any hornworms, but I'm pretty sure, as you can see, it got attacked. But the peppers are really small on it. They're all pretty new though, so I'm hoping they're gonna get bigger. This one's pretty old, and he's not that big. I don't know. Here is the other Moruga Scorpion. This one's got some new pods coming in. Nice little tail. All right. My orange habanero. I need to go through this guy again. If you guys remember how some of this plant looked, well, before some of my other videos, he was covered. Other than the Bisbas, this has been my next heaviest producer. I've harvested, oh man, maybe 2 gallons of pods off this just so far. And that's no regrowth, that's just one setting of pods. Here is the red Savina. Got lots of pods coming through. Yeah. Everywhere. Some of these, it's big and nice. I mean, Fino is great. They're all pretty much the same, which is really nice. There's no oddballs in this one. Then come over here to the chocolate. What's a Jamaican hot chocolate? He's starting to turn. This particular plant really hasn't done a whole lot. It's got a few pods on it. I mean, this one is pretty big. But the other Jamaican hot chocolate, he's got a lot more pods. They're all in there. Sorry, this area where I've got the plants, I moved them over here, was getting too much sun where they were, and they were kind of dropping buds, but there's so many mosquitoes over here. Alright, this Bahamian Goat. There is lots of pods in this guy, kind of everywhere. Here's one of the little stinger. What's going on? I can't focus. Lots of new ones, but they're everywhere. Here's another, the little Bahamian Goat, and he's got quite a few pods in there. Doing nice. Now, the Reapers, which is these 5 plants. This is my biggest plant, biggest producer. This guy, he is great looking. I mean, there's new growth, new pods, but yet there's all these, which I'm probably gonna harvest some of these today, maybe make a sauce, but Vino's really nice. Some of these are just, they don't have tails, but most of them do. They're nothing crazy, no gigantic tails or anything like that. But he's covered. Really nice, really good producer, this one. Good growth. This is gonna be the one I'm gonna save seed from. 3 lobes, nice tail, and he's definitely the biggest on this plant. Really, really nice. Let's see here. Like I said, pods everywhere. This one is really spiky. Really nice looking. And then there's this one. This one's got different pheno. They're just slightly different. They're not round. They're more just bumpy. Different kinds of shapes, but this one again, covered. Actually, this is, you can see it here for a second. Of course. It's pretty nice, but they're all deep in there. Lots of new growth up here at the top. Sorry, I'm trying to look at what I'm doing while trying to face the camera. That doesn't always work out. Here's the next one. This one was a little later putting out buds and pods. Again, this one even has a different pheno. It's more round, but there's no small tails. All the tails are just not either non-existent or they're just real wide. I mean, this one, I don't know if you can see all the peppers. Some of them are small and they blend in, which is, you know, sucks for making videos because you can't see them. All right, and there's this one, another Reaper. It's kind of got the same pheno as the last one. This one has a lot of green, but then there's randomly one deep inside that's ripening. There's like a goofy looking one right there. Heh. Lots of different ones in there. I mean, every branch is covered. I mean, they have produced a lot. The seeds have been really nice. Alright. Now my goofy one. I know you guys have seen this one before. Now this one, you know, I've heard a lot of people say different things about it. It's looked like this since it's sprouted. If you watch any of my old videos, you'll know that it didn't just end up like this. This is just something it's always looked like. But it actually does well. It's producing pods. Surprisingly, it's a tiny little plant too. Super bumpy. There's a couple more in here somewhere. So I don't know if they will taste different or if anything is wrong with the plant. I mean, obviously something's wrong with the plant, but I just never been able to figure anything out. But that's it for now, guys. Just figured I'd give you a little update on how everything is looking. Some of the plants are much bigger. Others are not. But they cover a pretty good area here. Sorry, I got all my kids' crap out here. But that's it. Until next time, then we'll do some harvesting.